How much time should you invest in your college classes? As a general rule, for every 3-hour credit class in a 16-week semester, you need to plan to spend 6 hours outside per class per week. Now, sometimes this will be a little bit more. Maybe you have a paper due, maybe you have a test coming up, and it might be less on some weeks, but you need to make sure you have that time set aside every week. If this is an asynchronous online course that you don't have any meetings on a schedule, this means you will need to spend approximately 9 hours per week on classwork. Again, sometimes more, sometimes less. Sometimes you have the opportunity to get ahead. Just make sure you're not getting behind. And as a note, for science courses with a lab, add more study hours, so it's a 3-to-1 ratio. You can do that math. In an 8-week semester, for every 3-hour credit class, plan to spend 12 hours outside class per week. For that same 8 weeks, this would mean that in an asynchronous online course, you'd spend about 18 hours per week on classwork. If we go down to a 6-week semester, plan to spend 15 hours outside class per week with an in-person or on a schedule class. And in an asynchronous online course, this means that you would need to spend at least 21 hours per week on coursework. Now, this goes down if you're doing a mini term. In any arrangement of schedules, it's about a 2-to-1 ratio for a 3-hour course and a 3-to-1 ratio for a science course. So if you're thinking that sounds like a lot of time, that's because it is a lot of time, because this is a college course. Whether your semester is 16 weeks, 8 weeks, mini term, whatever, you're going to need to do the same amount of work in order to get college credit. So the question you need to ask yourself is, how will you organize your time? And most importantly, what do you need to give up? Do you need to cut back on hours at work or reorganize your schedule? Do you need to ask someone to watch your kids so you have a couple hours of uninterrupted study time? Can you get up an hour early when you're more productive? Do you need to say no to some social obligations? And what you need to keep in mind is the end goal. Yes, you're giving some things up now, but later you're going to get a better job, you're going to have more time in your schedule, and you're going to be able to be successful and happy. So keep that main goal in mind when you're talking about what you give up.